Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot my words, but presenting your new champion of the world, the Lone Warrior. Hey, hey, hey. I miss saying that over this soundbite actually. For those who are new out to the channel, I'm by the way the Lone Warrior. At least in this YouTube territory anyway. And welcome to the Lone Warrior podcast, where I just go on and ramble about things in life that happen. And for today, well, I'm just kind of reminiscing while I play this wonderful, wonderful music by KUWAGO. It's titled Let's Start. And yeah, previously, this was my intro music whenever I do my Lone Warrior podcast. I believe it was Breath of Fire. So yeah, this is one of the more reminiscing musics that I did way back then. So, like the title says, from the music, let's start. So how have you been? Well, personally, I've been doing great. Tired as heck, but great. Well, let's start off with what happened during this December. December, by the way, is my birth month. So, happy birthday to me. Even though I don't post it publicly. Oh my god. So sorry about that. Also, during that span where it was my birthday, right? So it was my birthday. Then, the day after my birthday, it was just event after event after event. Well, on my birthday itself, I participated in a Tekken tournament where I almost placed top 8. Well, considering that top 8 is a big milestone for a lot of Tekken players, it was a big deal. But sadly, came up short. You can check it out. All the replays, I believe, are still located at Secret Base Esports page over on Facebook, however. But I also have it on my Lone Warrior page on my personal Facebook. But it's only my matches. The event itself on December 11th was joined by AK, Maru, Hapon, and other strong players, especially our boys from the south in Cavite. What else? Yeah. Well, generally after that, after my run, I just went to sleep in one place, one in corner in the Secret Base Cafe, and I went dead. Man, I didn't know this was the start of a sequence where I'll go over and over and over. So that was the start. Now, what's crazy about that day is after I celebrated my birthday the following day, it was how do I say this without, well, this is the tricky part where I try to share generally what I do in my day-to-day life, but I also want to keep it what do you call this? Keep it a bit on the down low. So I don't want to reveal too much of my information. So, hey, during this time, oh, is that static? God dang it! During this time, in my office, there were openings for a higher position, which I gladly accepted the offer. So I was to present myself as a perfect candidate for a position, and that position was to be a trainer. Now, I would have applied for any higher position because I'm at the bottom of the ladder right now. So, seeking a higher position, that's one priority. Also, this was the point where I guess reality slaps me in the face again. I was applying also to the Air Force, which is a branch of the military. Sadly, I did not pass the physical fitness test, so there's that. But again, when another door closes, another one opens. However, this battle is not over yet, as they said that there will be another round. I can't go into it too much because I don't really have all the details in my end. And also, I don't want to jinx this. Generally, when something like a milestone happens in my event, so this is me sharing what I generally do. I don't tend to overtalk or overthink. I just want to focus on what I need to do and at least absorb the advice that my mentors, my superiors, colleagues, friends, teammates give me, and just focus on the goal. Nothing grandiose, nothing. Uh, I don't really buy into manifesting or claiming like it's mine, but everybody's pushing like take it. Uh, Show that you're deserving of the position, but again, that's not how I roll. However, after taking into consideration on how do you present yourself with this in mind, maybe it's time to have a little bit of adjustment on how I do things, right? So it's been that part, and we're not even finished with the Tekken part yet. This one, Tekken happened first, then work, then another Tekken event. So I accepted the offer for applications. So I presented myself, I go and apply, and I went ahead, reviewed my reviewed my resources, then did the assessment. Of course, I did not. It's not in between those. There's another Tekken event on the next weekend, which I happen to be late. This was Co-op Gaming Lounge's Tekken event, and honestly, this was very much my fault why I was late. Everyone pretty much was there. Who are Everyone who actively participates in Tekken. So we got boys from the south again, from Cavite, Las Piñas, Alabang, and there's also other players that who support the fighting game community over at Tekken on FU. They were there, and also other notorious players who happen to be near the area. That was also the case, and I happened to be late because if I remember this correctly, this is the sequence of events that happened. So I believe I drank. This is just me. No one was with me, and I chose before the day of the tournament to let some time pass by before I go home, because it was on a Friday, and Fridays, and when you go home on a Friday in the metro, traffic is quite heavy. I didn't want to go along with the traffic rush. Some I wanted to pass some time. So I looked at a cafeteria nearby. It was 24 hours. It looked interesting. The price, however, was not interesting. It was painful. And just think of it like probably buying, if somebody's listening this from another land, it's not really budget friendly. But if you're around the local area in the Philippines, you would understand that 175 pesos for a meal, yeah, you just grunt and say, So I did that. I bought a meal, happens to be pork. Then I drank some beer because I need to pass some time. And then I thought, hey, you know what? There's some buses here. I would go home, sleep on the bus, then wake up, go to the tournament. No, that wasn't the case. What happened was I slept past the call time of the event. 12 noon was the call time. I woke up at 12:39. The event, however, did not start at 2 p.m. So it was probably one of the best turnouts that happened. But I was still late, and I lost a life, which, for those who don't know how fighting game tournaments are run, you have two lives. For each player that participates, they can only lose twice. If they lost twice whilst they're on the run on the bracket, it's all over for them. This is what we call the double elimination. I believe if you're a fan of esports, you'll be already familiar with the double elimination, but sometimes, or more commonly, no, not sometimes, more commonly, esports fans follow MOBA games, so there's only a handful of names that they have to memorize. In fighting games, since each player is a valid participant, you'll have to check out more names. Of course, the bracket is bigger. I believe we're at 64 max capacity, but it was only 40 who played, or 40 plus, or 50. Somewhere along those lines. We It did not reach the 64 max capacity once we were at the event because some people had to back out, and also, yeah, eliminated early. So once that bracket is cleaned up, just a few people remain on the venue. So I was happy with my one life run on the co-op gaming lounge. I happened to beat 3 or 4, but the last time I checked, I defeated 4 opponents, so that was a good thing. And I just lost again on the verge of making it to top 8. But this time I needed 2 wins to be at the top 8. So my defeat back then would have gotten me, I guess, at least top 9. I finished this one, I believe, at 11 or 13, somewhere there. So that was only the first week. Man, talk about being busy, right? So next week, but this time is more on the office side of things because when it's hard to explain things when everything is festive. It's like Christmas season. You'll buy gifts. You'll celebrate with everyone. So I just happened to, I believe. Oh wait, now I think I'm getting the events mixed up because in between the weeks of 2 Tekkens, from one from Sunday and one to Saturday, I had another one. I actually managed to convince an office mate of mine to cook for the team. I just paid for the ingredients and for the professional fee. So along those lines, there's another celebration there. Then there's next week. The following week was drinking week. My livers, or no, my liver, my kidneys. I don't have 2 livers. I only have one. My liver is very tired. I just wants to rest because it drank a lot on that day. I don't even remember what day it was. I believe it was also on the verge of a weekend. It's either Thursday or Friday. And it's also the busy season. We were preparing with our exchange gift for every week. We had what we call a Kris Kringle. We exchange gifts. And on this week, before I arrive on this week, I need to talk about the week before Christmas because before Christmas, I'm trying to recall what happened before Christmas. Oh, oh. If I remember this correctly, on the Thursday of last week, this was the grand party. However, we were sad at the same time. We had our grand party. Everything's wonderful. We had our grand exchange gifts. And also, aside from the grand exchange gifts, we also had our party presentation. So it's like the whole site was celebrating the Christmas party. There were videos, there were sharing of, don't want to say good wishes as well because some presentations were solemn, video presentations that appeal to the emotions of the people, things like that. But all in all, it was to celebrate the season. And yeah, going on the sad part, which will arrive today, it's present time. I'm currently doing overtime for our office because this is the one of the things I still don't grasp in the BPO industry. Well, I outed myself. Well, generally in my previous work, overtimes were not encouraged. However, you were compensated in some sort of way. If you had an approval for a boss, then you get I guess a full day's worth of salary. But this one in my new line of work, there are overtimes, but we do have to wait until the go signal is given. So for last week, say people are looking if there are overtime shifts because some people like to work in the holidays. It's double pay after all, more money, more happiness, I guess. But it was given to us on the last day where people are supposed to celebrate and go on to the provinces, take their leave, and it was pretty big. I guess each of us had to render at least 10 hours to compensate for what they say is a loss of productivity. So yeah, this is me sad rambling, and I can't even put into words on how I will survive this week, but I'm still going through at it. And also I'm doing another well, how do I phrase this without outing myself again? Anywho. Long story short, it's still a busy week for the office side of things, the career side of things. And I did mention that I applied for a trainer. Well, it's not over yet. We're still on the process, on the grind, and people have coached me, my team leader, and our support rather, our subject matter expert, have given their insights on what to do next because most probably there will be some sort of one more round of interviews and presentations. So I have to prepare for that. But anyway, I guess that's all for the office side of things. I do want to rant about what I see in the social media, but it's not even worth it. Recently, I saw a meme where there's supposed to be this guy who posted that he can provide for his family and his baby. And then that's not even the bad part. The bad part is people downsizing that, saying that it's the bare minimum. You should be able to provide for your family, blah, blah, blah. I generally don't like to participate in these kinds of discussions. However, if this is what you see in the social media every day, well, you're kind of forced to think about things. And when I'm put in this position, I'll just try to look on who's speaking or what they're saying rather, because people out themselves on, hey, this opinion strikes an emotion out of me. This is my response. And some of the responses I see from the general public, well, I kind of expected it, but it made me a bit sad. You know, the general consensus of this, however, was, hey, he is a father. He should provide for his family. I don't get why he's posting it. Well, I don't know he's happy. Why do people like to take out other people's happiness? But at the same time, why is he posting? So this is why I don't really take into consideration why that matters. And apparently, one of the biggest critics of that person who posted that he can provide his family is some sort of mini celebrity, which makes my head hurt even more. God. Well, I guess that's just me. Uh, hmm. Well, I guess I do want this to be shorter than usual. I don't think I'll reach my 30-minute mark for this episode, but hey. I need to rest because I need to stock up energy, and our overtime week is not over yet. Probably I'll play with my guitar here, practice some solos. Oh, that's another thing that I can get into while we're reaching at the end point of the podcast. I've been on a nostalgia trip for these past couple of weeks. This actually started on November, and I happened to come across again with gorillas. I don't know if anyone who comes across this YouTube video is familiar with gorillas, but I wasn't even aware what their kind of band they were. I knew gorillas, the band was an animated. I guess they were just animated people. I don't really recall them as a proper band per se, like who perform live on stage or anything of that sort. But their discography is quite big, and some of the old songs that I didn't know the title of. Wow, I I remember viewing them as a kid. Oh, this is what that song was. So I've been binging on Gorillaz lately. Also Linkin Park, and I revisited the Jay Z and Linkin Park collaboration. It's nice on the ears on how rap and or well, it's not really the genres. It's more of the performers per se. New metal and rap mix. There's that. Another one would be Green Day. Well, there's another one. Since I've been practicing guitar, most of the songs that I play revolve around power chords, which Green Day play a lot of. But I've been practicing open chords, so Green Day is like my cheat sheet of songs that I want to play. There's also Nickelback. I know. They're a meme. People like to rag onto them. Nickelback sucks, blah, blah, blah. And also, what else? What else? Nickelback. And I guess I didn't really go back as far as Creed. Sugar Ray. Well, Sugar Ray is not really as nostalgia trip for me. They're kind of like my go-to. It's the same with Blink 182 and Sum 41. Some songs are timeless for me. Even the new songs for Sum 41 and Blink with Matt Skiba and Matt Skiba and Blink with Tom. I don't know how many people will get that reference, but hey. So there's that. I'm gonna go practice with my guitar now. Gonna review my notes for the trainer application. Should I need to use it, and rest up. I hope you have a wonderful evening, guys. So you take care. I'm gonna let the outro music play again. I'm just gonna play Let's Start. I haven't prepared music for this. Last time I did, I got copyrighted. So let the music take it away.